Hi guys, I'm back. I just made this long video and I was already crying, and then my son hit a button and it like stopped and disappeared, and I don't know how to fix it. So I'm gonna start all over again. Okay, so it's fine because I probably rambled on a lot in the last video that I made anyway. Okay, so I was really excited to make this video because I had some really good news and I was so excited to tell you guys. So I don't know if I talked about it in my last video, but all I was waiting for to go meet the intended parents, I guess I can say now where it was, but I guess it doesn't matter. Um, so the only thing I was waiting for was my appointment has to be 10 to 14 days after the first day of my period. So when I found this out, when I finally got a hold of the clinic and found all this out, I was actually on day 10. So it was going to be really difficult to get me in with that short notice. So I had to wait until this cycle. So long story short, I got my period yesterday. I was so excited to make the video and make a big deal about me getting my period, because who actually enjoys getting their period? But I was so excited because everything was falling into place. I was planning my trip to Vegas. I'll tell you guys now. I guess it doesn't really matter. So I was planning our trip to Vegas. My social worker was talking to the intended parents, and everything was falling into place. They were picking up my hotel like a couple of minutes ago, and then my social worker called me, with bad news. So, um, my intended parents, I guess they've been under a lot of stress. They've been arguing a lot, and they've decided to separate. So they've canceled all my appointments, and I no longer have intended parents. So I'm kind of back at the drawing board. Now this is crushing because, as you guys know, I was really excited, and we are kind of depending on this money, um, to get us by. So now I'm just waiting for more intended parents. So my social worker said that there were a lot of parents that were waiting that weren't matched yet. So she's, as soon as she gets to the office today, she's gonna send my profile out to all of them, and hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, I'll have intended parents again. Sorry, guys. Also, on top of all of this, which I think is just making it so much worse. Um, so, um, I know I've talked to you guys a lot about the house. You all have heard about the house because I've talked about it in so many of these videos. The house that my family was supposed to grow up in, that we loved so much. So we found out from the lender that we were supposed to get pre-approved from. Yeah, pretty much the people that we were paying $90 a month to fix our credit was pretty much just screwing us. So when we went to get pre-approved, he told us that we can't get pre-approved until April because there's still stuff on the credit report. He said he could probably pre-approve us right now, but there's no guarantee that we're going to get approved. So we'd spend all that money doing inspections and everything, and there's no guarantee that we get approved. So we decided not to do it because that's a lot of money and hope that we just don't have a lot of right now. So on Wednesday, I left for dance. Amory has dance class on Wednesdays, and we left really early, because I wanted her to take a nap. So we were just driving around, and I went to go see the house. I knew that we couldn't get it until April, but I wanted to see it again. I wanted to see it, and I don't know why I went, but now I am gonna kind of go another way. I believe in God, and I try really hard to just put my life into His hands and let Him do it, but my whole life I've had a really hard time doing that. It's just I never saw Him, I never felt Him, I never really had, that capability of just fully just take it and do what you know what I mean. So I've always kind of had that reservation in the back of my mind. Well, when I went to the house on Wednesday, I prayed, which for me is something difficult. I don't pray very often. I feel bad because, I go to church and I love God, but I don't pray very often because I don't know, I'm not comfortable and I don't know what to say and I make it really awkward. And So I don't pray very often. So I went to the house. Sorry guys, I'm sick, so I'm like, I've got it everywhere right now. It's just bad. So I went to the house and I prayed. Like I said, it's a big deal for me. I only pray for big things, you know? I pray when my grandmother was sick, and I prayed when I was in boot camp, and I prayed when my husband was on deployment, and I prayed when I was in the hospital in labor with my daughter and her heart rate kept dropping. You know, I pray for big things. For me, it's a big deal. So I went to this house on Wednesday, and I prayed. And, you know, I don't want it handed to me because we've been working so hard for it, and I know that we can do it ourselves, you know? So I feel bad praying and asking him to do this for me because I know that we can do it ourselves. But I just, I gave it to him, and I said, you know, if you believe that this is the house that I believe it is, just give us a sign. Tell us that it is our house by keeping it available until April. That's all I was asking. I don't want it handed to me. You know, I don't want it to just fall in our lap. I want to work for it because we have been working for it for so long. And we're so close. So, you know, I wanted a sign. I didn't want to keep fighting for something that maybe really wasn't for us. So I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And then on Thursday, not even 24 hours later, the house sold. It's pending. So that was the first time that I heard God. That is the first time that I felt him. Alright? I believe that he did that because it's not the house for us, and he knew that. He didn't want me putting all of my time and energy into this house and it not be the one. So he gave me that sign and he let somebody else take it. So I think today getting more bad news is just him saying, you know what? Since I already told you you're not getting the house, I'm going to go ahead and do this for you too. Because what would have happened if I was pregnant and then they decided to separate? Like, what would happen to the baby then? You know, like, this unborn child would be in a custody battle, and it would be horrible. So I'm glad that I found out today. You know, I was planning my trip to Vegas, and I was so excited. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm putting everything that I have into God's hands right now. For the first time in my life, I'm giving him all of it. Not bits and pieces, not just the bad parts. I want to thank him and I want to give him all of it. I now fully believe in him. I fully trust him with everything in me. And I don't know, for me it's different. It's hard. I don't know why. I'm sure everybody, you know, does this in the beginning, right? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm trying not to be upset. Like, I'm not upset that the house is gone because I believe there's a better one out there. And I'm not upset that the parents backed out because I believe there are better parents. What I'm upset about is that we were relying on this so much. We have 3 vehicles. One's broke down. The other 2 that have over 200,000 miles are on the verge of breaking down. And we're behind on everything. And it's hard because we were relying so much on this money. And I know it sounds bad because that's not the only reason that I'm doing this. Obviously, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about it. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for somebody else. But because it was happening and we were moving along, we had plans. We were going to be debt-free. We were going to buy a house. And we were going to buy a new car. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I know that I'm so blessed. And I have so much that some people don't have. But still, it's so hard seeing all of your dreams, all of your plans, just gone. It's hard. And I'm trying to smile, and I'm trying to see the bright side of it. So by doing that, I fully trust God on this one, and I am giving him everything. So if you're watching this and you've never felt God and you've never heard him, I'm telling you, it's crazy, because today's video would have been so much different if I haven't heard this from him. Seriously, I would have been crushed. I would have been mad, and I probably would have been mad at him. It sounds bad and it sounds selfish, but that's what I've been doing my whole life because I didn't know any better. I never heard him. I never felt him, and now I have. And guys, I know I don't know. I'm just rambling and I'm preaching to you, and I'm sorry, but if you haven't felt it or heard it, I guess you just don't understand how I feel right now. I'm sorry, and I hope that you hear what you need to hear. But so that's all I have to say, guys. I'm happy. I'm still happy. I'm sad because I'm stressed. I'm so stressed right now because I don't know what the future holds anymore. But I'm happy because he didn't let me get attached to something that was going to hurt me later. You know, what if we put all of our money that we had into getting that house inspected and it failed? What if we just, I don't know, but it's just, I'm glad that it happened now, and I'm so thankful that he told me now and not later. I don't know, I guess I felt that I needed to go to that house, and for the first time in a while, I felt that I had to pray. You know, like, even, I don't know, I'm rambling, and I'm sorry, this is going to be a long video. Alright, well, I love you guys. I'm sorry, I'm an ugly, sick, crying mess right now. But another thing, I have a FabFitFun box that I'm gonna make a video for a little bit later, and I also have some really big news. My husband and I have some big news on something else that we're doing to help secure our future. So stay tuned for that too. Just keep an eye out because those are gonna be here soon. I'm probably gonna do like back to back just to get these videos out. Alright, well, I love you guys. I'm sorry for ugly crying. Alright, enjoy your weekend. Bye.